Well, good morning, fellow diamond painters, all of you out there in YouTube land. It is July 8th, uh, which is a Saturday, 2023, and it is 6:20 a.m. Reason why I decided to do a video so early is yesterday I got no diamond painting done at all. I'm almost halfway done across the top, and then I'll be finished with this completely. This section here that I have covered, this is where the name Panda goes. Now, I'm going to work on this while I do just a little bit of chatting. Don't have a whole lot to talk about, but I'll work on this section. And then, let's get a little more light here. And when I get to this here later in a few hours, whatever, I will go ahead and maybe sit here and show you how I put the letters on. It's a little trial and error because I have to, I kind of judge them as I go down, and I may have to squish them around and put them in a little different areas until I get them lined up the way I want them, the way they look good. But I'll at least show you. Right now, I'm just going to work on this section right here. I'll turn the little light on. There we go. Another reason why yesterday I didn't get anything done. I got a late start. Was just getting ready to do a little diamond painting. And my mother called, and she wanted to come out for a visit. She had some things on her cell phone she wanted me to figure out, or wanted my daughter to figure out for something. And so we waited around here for her to show up. And she got here, and we had a nice visit. We chatted, talked. But the funny thing is, my one sister that lives out in California, when she had come out for a visit around Mother's Day, she saw, some more of my diamond painting and the gifts that I had given my other sister, which is on one of my YouTube channels somewhere. I don't know where. I don't remember. And let's see, I'm trying to find what colors I need here. She decided, she says, well, geez, sis, you're always doing some kind of hobby, some kind of something. I think I want to try diamond painting. So my daughter sent her a link because she decided she wanted to do mandalas, because she figured that would be the easiest thing, to do. She finally bought one, and it is so funny because she sent my mom some funny, I don't know, what are they called, gifts or whatever it is, little, emojis, everything else, and, she's saying, am I relaxing yet? And she'd have someone, pulling their hair out and, passing out or something, just some silly, random little thingies. And I don't know how long she's had the mandala that she's working on, and she may have ended up not knowing and picking, something harder than what maybe she should have started out at. And it came with, just your plain green boat, your pen, things like that. And that may make it a little more difficult for her too, because she's not used to that, working with that. And my mother tried to explain to her about, don't just take the little green boat, grab one of those little plastic bags and cut it and pour a little bit in and set that bag aside, because you're going to have little plastic baggies scattered all over your table and everything. My mother tried to explain to her, go down to Dollar Tree or one of the, cheapy stores and get them little bottles and, kit up, put things in. And it's funny for my mother to say that. My mother hasn't been diamond painting very long, but boy, she's, the only thing she hasn't gotten together, she keeps calling these beads, but everything else, she's starting to pick up the language of diamond painting. And it's so funny to hear her, someone who's only done one diamond painting, which is a partial of an elegant lady, and she's just spouting the the words, calling it what it is, what to do, everything. It's funny. But my sister trying to do diamond painting, now that is hilarious. I've always seen her as somebody who was constantly on the go, not sitting still. She likes hiking and climbing mountains and all kinds of other stuff. She's always very active. And to know that she's sitting down, sitting down and trying to diamond paint, it's so funny. And the only, like I said, I don't know how long she's had it, but right on the one little corner, because my mother saw the picture of it and she said, "Oh, Debbie," she said, "you've done that much?" And she said, "No, do you see the lower right hand corner? That's it. It's probably only maybe 3 or 4 rows, and three rows down, 3 rows over, just a little tiny." And it is just so funny. It is hilarious to know that my crazy sister is trying diamond painting. So my mother stayed for quite a while, probably 2-3 hours, something like that. And by the time she left, I was like, because I had already been up. My day started out at about 3:30 in the morning. I had woke up and tried to do, some diamond painting. I had worked on a little bit over in this area and got it done, because then at 7:30, my daughter and I left here 7:30 a.m. to go to the hospital so that she could get her blood work done. It's just nothing serious. It's a yearly, you do your blood work so they, check for anything. And she had wanted to get it done prior to her doctor's appointment, which is about every 6-8 months, something like that. And so I took her there. We got that done. We came back. I straightened up my kitchen. I'd already had my breakfast prior to going. And then by the time we got back and sat for a while, and I ended up doing 2 or 3 loads of laundry. And then that's about the time my mother called, and she came out, and like I said, we visited. And then by the time she left, it was getting closer to dinner time. So I thought, oh man, I went ahead and made dinner, and at about, I don't know, 6:30 or something, I passed out. I must have been really tired. And I think I only slept for a couple hours. Then I woke up and I wanted to do some diamond painting, but I don't know. There are some days, and I know y'all have the same thing going on. Some days it's like, I don't want to pick up that pen. I don't know what it was. I just did not feel like picking up the pen and laying down drills right at that moment. So I watched some programs, watched videos of any ones I had missed, answered emails, so on and so forth. Then it was about 10, and I started getting tired again. I don't know why, but I ended up falling asleep, and then here I am. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I'm having my coffee, and more than likely, once I get off of here with this little chat, whip and chat, then I'm going to have some breakfast. Probably my per usual cottage cheese and either with some grapes or cottage cheese with tomatoes. I'm not a large breakfast eater, and I just eat what I like, and that's usually what I have is cottage cheese. I love cottage cheese. So I want to get this done because I'm wondering if maybe the reason why I just didn't feel like diamond painting on it for that moment. All I kept thinking about is when I finish this, I have got to start painting my room, and I don't want to do that. I'm not because I don't, because I don't mind painting, but I've got to move everything, and it's just such a small room that I can only paint one wall at a time. I have to move everything across the room as far as I can to get to the one wall and paint it and wait till it sort of dries and then start moving stuff back over or off to the right or off to the left to get to the other walls. And that's the part that is that I don't know how I'm going to manage it. I hate it. Everything's heavy. I mean, my daughter can help, but everything is heavy. It's a pain in the rear end. Stuff is boxed under my bed that I have to pull out and, resituate, do something. And I'm not looking forward to it. And I'm mainly not looking forward to painting the ceiling. That's the other. Ugh, I do not like that. But it has to be done. So I figure maybe the more I delay finishing this, the further along I'll delay the painting of the walls. It's not a mandatory thing. It has to be painted. I can extend it into the winter months if I want to, when it's cooler and I don't have to sweat like crazy doing it. It doesn't matter when I do it because it's on my own schedule, but if I keep putting it off, it's never going to get done. And I'll have to keep looking at these walls that need painted badly. So, there was something I was just thinking of that retired Granny said, and I should have said it while I was talking about this room being painted because now it just went out of my head. Oh my gosh, what was she talking about? See, I watch so many doggone videos. I'm telling you, it's like I don't know how I can keep anything straight anymore. There's so much crap going on in my brain. Let's see. The weather yesterday was supposed to be in the high 80s, and it never made it. It stayed, I'd say, around 75, 78. and we had a nice breeze. I had the AC on for a little bit, and then I thought, well, it feels like there's a breeze out there. I opened up the windows, and it was nice. It wasn't cool, but it was a nice breeze. And speaking outdoors, I've got to probably mow my grass tomorrow or Monday. I don't like doing it, but boy, when I did it that time, I couldn't believe that I was able to do it. So, easy peasy now. I just have to get some more gas for the mower. I showed my mother a bunch of the gonks that I got. She really likes those. But I did show her the cardinal with the flag. I don't know if she's as fond of it as I thought she'd be. I think she's still, even though it's maybe not something she'd display all the time, or maybe she would, I'm going to have to find one that has two of them on branches with some snow or whatever. I don't know. I can't seem to find, if anybody out there has a comment, for either budget friendly or something, just two nice cardinals that they've already done, that look good, because every one of the ones I find, I do not like the rendering of them. They just don't look good. I can't seem to find one that I like. I think I've seen, one on either Diamond Art or Dreamer Designs, one of the two, and they weren't bad, but too big. I want to be able to frame this for her, and if it gets too big, I can't afford to spend that money to frame it. I just can't. And that's why I thought of, your 30 by 40 or something, to frame that. That would be a little easier. I could find a frame. So if anybody, if they want to comment and tell me, if they've done one, if it really is good, does it look, is the rendering, the finished product good? I don't know. I just don't know. Today, nothing is going to be happening today. I'll be straight. I think what I'm going to do is try and straighten up this room a little bit, start pulling stuff out from under my bed and pitching stuff, throwing stuff out that I think I'm never going to use, need, want, whatever. And then start cleaning around my television and TV stands and get everything straightened up and pulled away and thrown out, so that when it comes time to start moving the heavier stuff, maybe it won't be so bad. And I keep saying I have to clean out my closet, and I keep cleaning it out. I've thrown some stuff out, but for some reason, I close my closet doors, and I swear they're breeding in there. Because every time I open it, it looks more crowded than it did before. So something's going on there that I'm not catching. They always say if you have something and you don't touch it, use it, wear it, whatever, in a year, then apparently you don't need it. You get rid of it. I've got clothes. Let's see, this eating style I've been on for, I don't want to call it diets because it's not. In January it'll be 2 years. So it's about a year and a half or so on this. And I still have kept the clothes I had before when I weighed a heck of a lot more. And I like wearing them. Maybe not going somewhere, because then I'd look like I'm in a tent. But they're comfortable. And I have not, and this is the truth, And y'all can say, no, it's not, or whatever. First off, I don't go many places. I don't travel. I don't, excuse me, I don't travel. I don't go visiting. You know, I see my family members and that's about it. Grocery store once a month and then run down to the corner for odds and ends. Okay, it has been probably a little more than 20 years. I have not bought one piece of clothing. I still have the stuff I had from 20 years ago. And you can think it's crazy or whatever, but I still have them. I still wear them. They've held up, you know. Lazy Retired Granny, you said you live in your muumuus. Well, you call them muumuus. I have what they call house dresses. You know, basically the same thing, except some of them zip up the front, some of them snap up the front, some of them are just over the top, you know, with no snaps, no buttons, no zippers. I live in those also, every day, all the time. You know, when maybe that's why my clothes have lasted as long as they have. I have the muumuus, and then when I have to go somewhere, I clean up. I get, you know, whatever outfit I'm going to wear and put it on, go, come back, and that's it. So I don't wear my clothes in the house. I don't wear I don't wear any shoes in the house, slippers nor socks. You know, so I love the muumuus, and I've noticed that since I lost the weight, these muumuus are trying to drown me. They've gotten quite large because I've gotten smaller, and oh my goodness, you know, you go to lay down or sit down and you're pulling them up. I mean, they're just flopping all over the place. You know, but I feel comfortable in them, and that's what I wear. I noticed also since I lost weight, my shoe size has went down. That's weird. You know, but oh, and when my mother was here yesterday, I'm flopping from, you know, story to story. Oh, my puppy Liam would not leave her alone. We don't get a lot of company anyway. But he just goes nuts. And my mother keeps saying, oh, maybe as he gets older, he'll settle down. I said, boy, that's wishful thinking. That's not going to happen. He's a rat terrier. He is not going to settle down. I don't care what anybody says. He just jumping on her and, you know, licking at her, chewing on her hands, you know, wouldn't leave her alone. So he got put in puppy cage for a little bit because he just would not settle. And it's funny because he got so used to hearing the UPS truck or the mail truck or maybe show up here for some deliveries last month. And then also his BarkBox had finally showed up. It was late last month. If he hears the UPS truck or any of the trucks start to come past us, he runs like crazy in here where I'm at, and he's trying to look out both the windows, can't see anything, runs back, you know, tries to find another window where he can see it, because I think he swears, oh, they're coming, you know, there's something for me. And when there is something for him, we open up the door, and the guy will be standing there, start to walk away, and there goes Liam. He just wants to follow the guy right to the truck. He thinks maybe there's something else. But he hears that, he knows the sound of that vehicle. And he can hear it before I ever see it or hear it. I mean, dogs have excellent hearing anyway. But I don't know. I was wondering what everybody else is going to be doing today. Hope, you're going to have a nice weekend. I just plan on sitting here doing this, trying to make up for what I missed yesterday and not getting anything done. I've watched all of Granny's videos. I've watched Hoy Bella's, Crafting with V. Gosh, I can't. Was it something by Laura? Is it Paintings by Laura or Diamond Paintings by Laura? I can't remember. Because after I watch specific diamond painters, then I just start flipping, through. Because I watch it on my TV through Roku. I don't do it on my computer or my phone. And then I will just start going through where it'll say either unboxings or arts or whatever. Once I can no longer find anything else new that anyone has put up, then I just start going through some of my subscriptions that I do have that's listed on my YouTube. And I'll go down through that and see if there's any new crime mysteries or anything in history that I watch. And then after that, if I find nothing, then, if I get really desperate and there's nothing else on YouTube that I want to watch, then I will go ahead and put in a DVD or go to Netflix and see, if anything new has gone up. Lately, Netflix has just been boring. Oh man, that's 27 minutes already. Yeah, and just like Granny said, I've been on here this long and I've said nothing. I've pretty much said nothing. Yep, same here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and I missed sevens over here. Why didn't somebody yell? Look at, see, Granny, same thing. All these sevens, and that's what I was working on. So I'm back at it again. I'll try and get back on here later when I get to the name, and I've got to bring up my computer for that because the parts of the alphabets that I'm trying to find are on a cross-stitch site, and then you get free, alphabets. I had books around here. They're probably buried under my bed somewhere, and I'll never find them, but I have a shed full of all kinds of cross-stitch stuff, and you name it, and I have it, probably. So I'm going to get off here, try to get all this part done, and as soon as I get to these alphabets, this site here, this section here, I will show you how I put in the letters. So hopefully this will load quick. Every time I try to load this, 3 hours later, it finally is fully loaded up to YouTube. So I started this at 6:30 in the morning. You may not see it till 10 or 11, and that's YouTube because I have high-speed internet. I pay for high-speed internet, and apparently I'm not getting it. So y'all have a good morning, and I will try and get back with you after a while and show you how I put in the name. Hugs, Diamond Painting Crazy Lady. I am out.